the disappointment I had when I realized that I could no longer use the footage of me blowing out my hair. So my hair right now is blown out. I haven't put any moisturizer on it. It just had a heat protecting cream from Bumble & Bumble Repair Blow Dry. And then I put this sort of serum on it from Living Proof, which I've had for a very long time, and I don't even know if they make it anymore. And so my hair right now is blown out. However, I don't know if you can see the ends. It needs to be trimmed. I know I didn't give a proper intro. Hey loves, my name is Latoya Ebony and I do type 4 natural hair care videos, and today we are going to be trimming this mane. I actually haven't trimmed my hair in a while. I've dusted. I usually do this like twice a year minimum, sometimes 3 times depending. But my ends have been pretty good. Now it's time, right? So my hair is blow dried. I was not going to flat iron my hair, but then I realized that I wanted a more complete trim. So I've got my tail comb here. I've got my serum. I've got a flat iron, you guys. And the struggle of blow drying my hair without, Lord, without a concentrating nozzle was interesting. So the first thing that I do, I try and get my hair relatively straight, right? So I'll blow dry it, I will flat iron it. It has been 8 months since I've used direct heat outside of the diffuser, but like to straighten my hair. Child, there's so many things wrong with this picture. I don't have no clips. I have no idea. So ideally you would use clips, right? You see these ends? They're actually not as bad as they look, I don't think. But this is also one of the reasons why I like to flat iron my hair, because when you have type 4 hair in particular, curly, wavy, whatever hair you have, you notice that there's so many inconsistencies, especially if you have different patterns in your hair. And I do as well. I think most of us have patterns. The majority of my hair is 4C, but I do have some 4A. There's no product on my hair. Normally I would be oiling it down and doing all this stuff, but I find that sometimes it creates a smokiness in the room, and I'm not 100% sure if it's healthy for the hair. So that's something I definitely want to make sure that I invest some time into researching. So as you can see, I've been kind of combing my hair, wide tooth comb from bottom, from the ends. Then we're gonna go up to the roots. My sections are very, very thin, kind of. They're like medium. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start actually at the root. I can feel the heat. My hair holds heat, you guys. All right. Just gonna do a pass, see what we're left with. And my goal, honestly, is not to get my hair bone straight. My goal is to get it straight enough so that I can do a proper trim. This is the only time I will use a small tooth comb. So you notice if you have type 4 hair, your ends will look kind of like this. And even if you just had a trim, this is how it can look, right? Just like there's something wrong. This is a combination of single strand knots, just unevenness, things like that, as well as split ends. But what I do to get the end straight, I put my comb on my hair, and it needs to be a relatively like small tooth comb, or you know, not as wide. The teeth can't be as wide. And I'm just gonna chase. And now you can see, now you have a more complete look at what's really going on with your hair. And now I can clearly see where the split ends are. Now what I'm gonna do is speed it up. I'm gonna try to just do those 2 passes. I don't need my hair to be bone straight. And then I'm gonna come back. So enjoy the show. And so I'm gonna pause and just say that, you know, the sections that I'm working with, they're not the thinnest that they could be. If I were doing a silk press, I would definitely want even smaller sections. I would say they're like on the small to medium side, more medium in my opinion. You can start the chasing method here, but I just think that it creates way too much tension and the possibility for breakage if you do it too early. We got some inches, you know, but we're definitely gonna want to clean it up. I mean, honestly, the most annoying part about trimming natural hair is the flat ironing portion of it. Sometimes can just give you such inaccurate results when it comes to showing you exactly what needs to be trimmed off. And so if you have type 4 hair, like I do, sometimes you'll get the flat iron, right? And when you go to flat iron, you know, of course you're trying to get the roots and all that stuff. This is not a thin enough flat iron because the flat iron just smushes the hair. It doesn't actually rake through it like the hot comb from back in the day, which they do sell, and I do recommend. You need to do this chasing method, right, in order to really properly see what needs to be trimmed. Speaking of helping you, my DMs have been full this season of those of you who, you know, are going natural for the very first time, or you have children who have completely different hair pattern and texture than you, especially if they're in the type 4 category. And so my DMs have been filling up with questions beyond the information that I give in my videos, which I know is super informative. But, you know, if you ever wanted to get me live, I am opening up a membership, and it's kind of on the low. You guys are the only ones that are going to hear about it right now. I guess whoever watches this video, I'm not doing like a huge announcement about it just yet, because I know those of you who are really truly engaged and want this information are watching right now. But anyway, so basically it will be me live twice a month to answer all of your questions. I'm so excited. We're gonna have so much fun. It's gonna be centered around certain topics, and a lot of it will be the topics that you express that you want to know, like you want to learn more about, you need a little bit more in depth. I'm so excited for this, honestly. I remember when I was first starting out on my journey, it was like I would see people online who had so much knowledge, and I'm like, if I could just take you home with me. And now you can take me home, guys. I'm so excited to get to know you. Those of you who want to get to know me and my processes a little bit deeper, I think it's going to be a great time, and you're going to learn so much. And I'm so excited to share with you all, because hair has been my life. My mother's a cosmetologist. I've grown up with her and learning about hair from a cosmetologist point of view, and then also with my personal journey with natural hair. So this is where I would go in with a wider tooth comb. And so coming from that background and also having my own personal experience and also providing so much value for you guys in these videos, I think it's just the perfect next step. And I am 100% excited about it. I'm so excited, you guys. I just want to help, and this was the best way that I could think of in terms of doing that. Ooh. Oh, is she done? Oh, she's done flat ironing. So I want to show you guys. This is You see how the hair is like kind of sticking at the ends? You guys see that? That's an indication that you might need to trim. It's not 100% every time, but I know for me, I need to trim when I can feel my ends. Even when they're straight, they feel a little rough compared to the rest of the hair. It is time to trim. So let's get into the trimming session. So can you guys tell that this side of my hair has super grow in it? And with a bra on, we were almost hitting nipple length, almost. Like comfortably, you know what I mean? I want to be comfortable when I make the announcement, but I'm about to trim, so let's throw that out the window. Tail comb is going to be your best friend. If you have clips, use those. I don't know where they are. And what I like to do is start from the back. Now, this is not going to be like a super professional job. I am not a cosmetologist. This is what I do from home to maintain my ends so that when I go to a professional, it's not too much of a mess. So I just want to make sure that I am getting as much of the damage off as possible. And so I try my best to make sure that it's even, but it doesn't always happen. So my first objective is always to get the ends off. All right, so you guys can see my hair is obviously very uneven. My first goal is always to try my best to get as many of the split ends off as possible. And yeah, I'm looking at it. Do you guys see where it gets really sparse? Do you guys see where it starts to get kind of sparse? And you can even feel how it's like right about here. I mean, there's super sparse, and then there's like about right here, I'd say I want to cut. But you can also feel it too. You can feel that. And that's why it's also so important to make sure your ends are as straight as possible when you're doing this particular method. A hairdresser is going to be able to really get it even because they're not pulling your hair from the front. I'm doing my best from home. The scissors you use, please make sure they're hair trimming scissors. You can cause a lot of unintentional damage not doing it, not using the right scissors. I just took it off. Part of me feels like I can go a little higher, but I'm gonna let an actual professional even it up, so I don't want to go too high. Okay, now because this side is so much longer, I can probably just match it up. Try to match it up at least. So this method is probably gonna create like a little tail in the back. Now I'm just gonna cut here. I'm gonna cut below my fingers. But you guys can see how much healthier this side looks than this side. This side is just like so nice and healthy, and then this little tail right here is like one of my weak points. I'm probably gonna have to get my husband to like help me even it out, so I'm just gonna leave it. Right now, the goal is to get as much of the dead ends off as possible. Now I am kind of babying this side a little bit because this is an actual weak point. And I don't want it to be so much more uneven than the rest of my hair. Anyway, let's see more. My favorite thing to do is to bring my hair up and check the ends. Yes, yeah. Now, if I'm really being a stickler, I would want to like take off even more, but I want to let's leave the stylist some room to even it out. Looking a lot better now. And then I'll do the same thing on the other side. I like to, at the end, just kind of, I'll go in with the wide tooth comb first, pull the hair out. And this is just a check just to see if there's any like stray hair. So inevitably it always is. I'm actually really looking forward to getting a professional in my head because I enjoy having even hair. When you're natural, you can kind of get away with it not being even if you tend to wear your hair in unstretched state or at least not flat ironed. So you may notice that it's harder to get the front of your hair when you're trimming. And that is, that's the case for me as well. The front of my hair, since it has endured the most manipulation, it's not as long as the rest of it. And so I have to kind of go back in and do my bangs. This is the broken part of my hair that's growing back thanks to my new nighttime routine. You can actually see split ends. And then the last step would be to go through and just try to even everything up. This is just what I do to get me from appointment to appointment. I know a lot of you guys will be at home and you don't have professionals with you. Let's see, this side of my hair is always so much longer than this side. It's so annoying. So I'm gonna go in and try my best to even it up. However, y'all, I'm proud of myself. And to close everything out, hair regimen if you want to know how to grow longer hair, stronger, healthier hair. And then down here, I'm gonna put my natural hair gift guide because there's a ton of stuff that just went on sale. After after Christmas, everything goes on sale. So check that out. Cop you some stuff for yourself. You've been treating everybody else. All right, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah.